Welcome to Talmudic Treasures. Today we're learning Yevamot page 68, which discusses when it comes to a Cohein, he is allowed to eat the special food known as Terumah. However, if he is a non-Cohein, he's not allowed to eat Terumah. Now, because this is a special food designated only for Kohanim, the question is, what happens when it comes to a non-Cohein woman who gets married to a Cohein? So the law is that once they are completely married, they are allowed to eat Terumah. Women are allowed to eat Terumah even if they were not a Cohein. Now, how about the reverse? In the event that she is a daughter of a Cohein, which means her whole life she's been eating Terumah, and she marries a Yisroel. So at the time of marriage, we say she is not allowed to eat Terumah because she's now in a home where the husband is not allowed to eat Terumah, so too she's not allowed to. Will this always be for the rest of her life? And the answer is no. In the event that her husband dies, for example, so she is allowed to go back to her father's house and she can resume eating Terumah because, again, she was a daughter of a Cohein. She was only not allowed to eat Terumah while she was married. However, when she's no longer married, she can go back to her father's house and eat Terumah. However, if she had a child with this man, even if the man dies, since she has a child which anchors her and connects her to this man permanently, so therefore she will never be able to eat Terumah even if she goes back to her father's house. What if she's pregnant? So in this, the Talmud here says that even though she's pregnant at this time and she has not yet had a child, we still say that she is not allowed to eat Terumah, which again means, even though, let's say, her husband dies and leaves her pregnant, the law is, at this point, she is no longer allowed to eat Terumah, even though her father is a Cohein. Now, based on this, we also derive what is the status if, let's say, she decides to marry, or you can't really marry, there's no valid marriage when it comes to a non-Jew, a Jew and a non-Jew, there is no such thing as intermarriage. It doesn't exist. Intermarriage is at 0% because according to Jewish law, it's not something which is a valid marriage. But let's say this woman is connected to a non-Jew, they have relations. At that point, even though, again, she's the daughter of a Cohein, at that point, no matter what, in all circumstances, she's never allowed to eat Terumah. These are just some of the basic rules, again, in connection to being married and then not being married afterwards, having a child, being pregnant, what the status is, whether she's allowed to eat this food anymore or ever.